In the months prior to when I'm filming this, all over the news has been about Fox News and the sexual harassment that went on there. And just this morning, I read an article from a local metropolitan paper about a hospital that had a lawsuit against it that was a man, a doctor, who had seen another doctor sexually harass women doctors who were young, who were residents, who were going to need to rely on these more senior doctors for help and for evaluations, whether they could even be licensed. And this doctor in question, he reported the sexual harassment and he was fired. And the jury in the trial awarded him $1 million. He's since moved away and took another job, but good for them. That's what I say. Now, sexual harassment is illegal. However, it's a form of subtle bullying because the bully isn't yelling and usually keeps what they say and what they do to their targets really subtle and covert. Now, I talk about subtle workplace bullying when it isn't illegal. Many people ask me, how can you tell if someone's really bullying you, especially if it's in these subtle manners? Well, there are 3 tests. First of all, the bully's behavior toward you is intentional. Secondly, the bully's behavior occurs pretty regularly. And third, the bully's words or actions are intended to bring you down. Now let's look at the first one, intentional. I said the bully's actions and words toward you are intentional. So I don't mean the person who woke up on the wrong side of the bed and said something that was off or mean. That person's probably going to apologize to you. They didn't intend to hurt you or put you down. It's a one-off kind of thing. But the bully will do things to you intentionally. And again, very subtle. There are hundreds of different subtle bullying behaviors. Second, the bullying behavior occurs regularly. And you often wonder, okay, when is the next time this is going to happen? It's not every day necessarily. And it's not every time you encounter the bully. Just they have these bullying behaviors, words and actions toward you that happen more than once, and this is why documentation is so important. You've got to document what happened. And then the third thing is the bully's behavior and words are intended to bring you down. They're not intended to build you up. I've been reading a book that's been out for a while. I don't have it with me. I should have brought it with me, but it's by the guy. Is it called How Starbucks Saved My Life? So it's a guy who lost his job and then had his own consulting firm and then ended up taking a job at Starbucks. And one of the more poignant stories early on is that going through this, he starts having flashbacks and memories to things that happened earlier in his life. And there was a woman who was hired and he was supposed to help her along in her career at this company, but he didn't. Instead, he helped her. And he basically set her up for failure by not doing certain things, by doing certain things. And by doing that, setting somebody else up for failure, this is another form of subtle workplace bullying. What I've said in this video might have triggered some thoughts for you, and you might realize that you're the target of a bully, you've been the target of a bully in the past, or someone you know is the target of a bully at work right now. Or it could even be outside of work in some other volunteer capacity in the community, for example, or your house of worship. There are all kinds of places that people can treat you with workplace bullying tactics. I encourage you to check out my book, Not All Bullies Yell and Throw Things, How to Survive a Subtle Workplace Bully, on Amazon, and to also check out some of my other videos if you're interested in this workplace bullying topic. You can either click the little I if you're on mobile in the top right corner, or I might put a couple of thumbnails over on the right side of your screen. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.